welcome back to Book Talk, where we clue you in about the most recent publications, the books that have just hit the shelves, and the ones that in particular you ought to be adding to your reading list, and the ones that you can safely ignore. I'm delighted to have with me in the studio here today with me, none other than Tom DeMarco. Tom is one of the authors of a brand new book just published this week entitled Happy to Work Here. Understanding and improving the culture at work. Welcome, Tom. Again, as I said earlier, I'm delighted to have you. I'm not so delighted with the book, just to tell the whole story. It seems to me to be rather presumptuous, overreaching, and generally You said you love the book on the phone.
Well, I had to say that, didn't I? In order to get you to come here. You're hardly going to come if you know I'm going to pan the book. But pan the book I must. The subject of culture is typically addressed by authors who are luminaries in the field of cultural anthropology, Claude Levi-Strauss or Margaret Mead. I mean, think about coming of age in Samoa, giants in the field. And these guys are, ex-techies. Honestly, Tom, what do you guys even know about Samoa?
Well, about Samoa, nothing, but about the workplace, about the culture of the workplace. Well, that I know something about.
So it's not really intended to be a coming of age in Samoa. More like
more like coming of age at Travelers Insurance or Microsoft.
Okay, but still, the subject is a big one. If you'd shown up here with a 700-page book with a lot of footnotes and maybe an introduction by a luminary in the field, I'd have to take it seriously. But this is a little underwhelming. It's 143 pages.
Who's got time for a 700-page book? I mean, people want something short and sweet that gets them the advice they need.
If you say so. Okay, but I find the book lacking. No footnotes, for example, and 143 pages, and some of those pages are just pictures.
A picture's worth 1,000 words.
I know, a picture's worth 1,000 words. That's my point exactly. You make this picture, you don't have to do the hard work of writing the 1,000 words. When I look into a book, what I'm looking for is facts. I mean, I look into a book, I want to find out, for example, who won the 7 Years' War and why did it take them so long. This book is practically fact-free.
But it's got insights. Insights is what transforms people, makes them able to take on challenge.
Insight, is kind of a mixed blessing. I mean, you read a book and you find an insight in it, and your initial response is you say, "Wow, I never thought of that." And then a minute later, you're thinking, "Wait a minute, why did I never think of that? What's the matter with me? Am I some kind of dummy?" A book with 2 or 3 insights, and you're starting to feel really lousy about yourself. You're kind of wondering, you could be brought to the brink of suicide by insights. You've got to consider also the cost of this book. I mean, it sells for $9.95. 143 pages, that's 8 cents a page. I mean, are those pages each worth to the reader? Are they worth 8 cents?
They are, because they transform people and make them able to take on challenge and do amazing things.
Well, maybe. I haven't even gotten to the most disappointing part of this book, which is Tom is not the only author of the book. There are 5 co-authors, 6 of them all together, 6 authors for 142 pages. You guys, it's 24 pages each. You probably knocked this out over a weekend, didn't you?
Actually, it took more than 2 years.
2 years? 2 years? It took you 2 years? Slow. Wait, I've heard you give these reviews before, and you're always much more charitable.
Okay, I haven't really given my review yet, so let me do that. Let me do that right now. I give this book 5 stars.
Hold on, you seem to hate the book, and now you're saying you give it 5 stars?
What can I tell you?
Stars are cheap. I give the book 5 stars, and you, dear reader, if you're looking for a short book by slow authors with no footnotes, too many pictures, not enough pages, if you're looking for a book that's so full of insights it could drive anybody to the brink of suicide, then, and you're willing to pay 8 cents a page for it, then maybe this book is for you. Buy this book. How's that for a great read? Thanks, I guess.